Hi, friends. Okay, so I'm going to be addressing in a series of videos some of your guys' struggles that you're working on overcoming, and just some of the hiccups that you've discovered along the way about working your business. Okay, and so one of the most common topics that I saw in the thread that I asked you guys to comment on was about actually talking to people about your business, which honestly, on one hand, I'm like, shocked, but on the other hand, I'm not, because I get how it can feel uncomfortable, how it can feel like we're fumbling over our words, how we're unsure of what to say, and maybe we're just unsure of what the value. So I spent some time thinking about this, and I feel like I have 3 points that I want to drive home to you. And I hope these will be easy for you to remember. And I hope that it will help you to have conversations, to either start having conversations, continuing conversations, or picking up where you left off. Maybe you were really good at it once and now you've fallen out of that routine and you just need that little boost of encouragement or just knowing the value. Okay. Which is so important. And that's one of the things. Okay. So, first things first is knowing what to say, obviously, right? But what you have to do in this situation is you just have to think about the circumstances that you may be in where people will ask you, what do you do? Or you have the opportunity to say what you do, right? And so I always like to say that I'm in sales, that I'm in the home fragrance and decor industry. Those are my 2 go-tos, okay, especially for strangers. For people that I know or it feels like a super casual interaction, I'll say that I work for Scentsy, okay, and I will name drop the company because I like the response when people say, what's Scentsy, right? Because then that gives you an automatic loophole to talk about how amazing the company is, the products, all that stuff, and then hopefully enter into a conversation that looks like sales or joining or hosting, right? That is the goal. But very upfront, it can be a super simple, I'm in sales or I'm in the home fragrance and decor industry. Okay. If they inquire more, then you can name drop Scentsy. You can talk about our products. You can talk about how awesome they are. I like to throw out a little bit of facts. We sell wax and warmers, which is the safer alternative to candles because we are wickless, right? That's a really great way to insert the value of our company, right? And that's, again, one of the big things you need to understand when you're walking into conversations with people, and you just need to be walking in this mindset all the time, is that what you do brings value, right? And you have to remember that what you are doing here in this business brings value. And so you need to know what that is, even if it's just personal to you. It doesn't have to be some big mainstream, this is the value, since he's got their mission statement, and that's really great. But truly, what is the value that Scentsy brings to you that you can share with other people that you won't stumble on, right? So knowing what to say, okay? Initially, when that conversation comes up, I'm in sales. I work for the home fragrance and decor company. I work for Scentsy. Those are my 3 go-tos. Okay. The second point, I've talked about it already, but knowing the value of the company, knowing the value of what you bring to the table as a consultant. Okay. And knowing what the value of the products can do for other people, right? We are here to solve problems. We are problem solvers. Okay. Everybody has a problem that Scentsy can fix, whether that's with a product, whether that's with the business, whether that's with money and helping to get their products at a discount. Scentsy has solutions. All you have to do is be willing to share them, okay? But you have to know what the value is, and you have to be able to insert it into the conversation, but let that come naturally, but just be aware that it may come up and you need to be listening, right? That's part of having a conversation, is when the other person's speaking, we're listening, because we're listening to see what the problem may be, that Scentsy could be the solution. We need to always be listening for that. So know the value of your business, know the value of Scentsy as a whole, and know the value of who you are as a consultant. Okay. And then the final topic, 3 points. Okay. Know what to say, know the value. The third one, know the point. Okay. What is the point of this conversation? Sure. We would love for all of it to end up in sales, hosting, joining, those 3 things, right, are always top of mind for our business brains. But the reality of the situation is that it may not always end up that way. So what is the point of this conversation? Why did this person ask? Are you guys in a grocery store and you inquired about what they do, and so they inquired about what you do, and it's just back and forth casual conversation? Or is it somebody who's interested in your business? Are they continuing to ask questions? When you're having conversations, you need to be thinking about, what is the point of this conversation? Is it just to exchange pleasantries? Is it to get my business out there? Is it to encourage this person to buy from me? Because that's how you're going to know how to end the conversation, right? Are you getting that person's information, right? Is this a stranger you met in the grocery store and they were so curious about what Scentsy is, or they said, hey, I had a Scentsy person, but they quit or they moved away, so I don't have one anymore. Boom, there's your entry. The point now is to make that person your customer. Okay. Is this a potential networking opportunity where that person is asking questions, or you're asking them questions so that you can potentially partner with them to help network your business and build your brand a little bit, right? So what is the point of that conversation? That is to exchange business information, to follow up later, to book an event, to follow up about fundraisers or parties or whatever, right? Networking, is that the point, right? Is it a potential new friend, right? And they seem a little bit interested in Scentsy, or they're asking what you do. Are they curious? Are they saying they need extra money? Is that how the conversation got started? Okay, so what is the point of the conversation now? Are you going to tell them that Scentsy has blessed your life financially, that it's changed your life, that it has provided income where there was no income? Right? Knowing the point of the conversation, that's going to take intentional listening. Okay. And that's going to take you being bold enough to freely give the blessing that is Scentsy, right? So whether that's the opportunity, right? Or whether that's the products in itself in a sales form, or whether that's inviting somebody to host a party so that they can get their Scentsy free and half off. Okay. So you need to be thinking in your brain while actively listening. What is the point? And how are you going to close it out? How are you going to seal that interaction so that they walk away feeling so good about meeting you, feeling so good about having that interaction with you, and you have in turn potentially created another customer, another teamie, or another host. Okay. Now I want to preface all of that by saying not all conversations are going to end that way. Okay. Not all conversations are going to lead to those things. Sometimes it really is just making conversation in an elevator. Y'all part ways and nothing else comes from it. That is okay too. There is nothing wrong with that. Okay. Not every conversation has to go super smoothly. Not every conversation is going to lead to a sale or anything other than just the conversation. It is okay to be there, but do not miss an opportunity to talk about your Scentsy business, especially when you're asked, especially when somebody says, hey, what are you doing this weekend? And, you're getting ready to go to SFR. So you're packing, right? Or you're getting ready to go host a girls' night and you're bringing Scentsy and you guys are playing games. Don't miss opportunities to share what Scentsy business is doing for you. And 9 times out of 10, your business will come up naturally, especially if you are talking positively about it, right? Make sure that what you say about your business is a reflection of what direction you want your business to go. If you want your business to tank, then tell people that you're tired, you're worn out, you're burnt out, you're not feeling it anymore, you feel stuck, blah, 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 right? If you want your business to tank, do that. But if you want your business to continue to grow, flourish, have success, and build bigger, then you need to be talking about your business like it's already doing that. Okay. You need to be talking about your business like, I love my business. I've been a part of it for this long. I'm so grateful to have my customers. I love our products. We recently came out with this and it's been amazing. I'm so excited to do this. Find 2 or 3 things that Scentsy has blessed you with, that you really love. This is the product that you adore. This is a really great memory. This is something Scentsy has done for your life, and be able to fall back on those positive points so that when you're having conversations with people and something like that comes up, or you feel the desire to share inside of a conversation already happening, you have something to fall back to, right? There are so many things that I can say about my Scentsy business that are so positive, that I fall back to in every conversation where Scentsy is brought up. And so I want you guys to be thinking about that. But I hope that these 3 points, knowing what to say, knowing the value, and knowing the point, help you guys to not only be comfortable in situations where you're asked about your business, but be able to also spark up conversations that will lead to inquiries about your Scentsy business. Okay. I'm so proud of you guys. Great job. Love you all. Hope this helps.